What can Justin Bieber teach us about investing in today's economy?
So I've been investing over 15 years and over 3,000 deals, built up enough of a real estate portfolio to be able to call it quits no matter what the economy is because of the passive income that we have coming in from our investments. Believe it or not, like my answer to this question is really very simple and how I would handle it. So when I got started in 2006, real estate caused that recession. People call it the Great Recession from 2006 to 2008. What I found as I was getting into real estate as a young, spry 24-year-old was that there was still money to be had, that there were still people that were motivated to move. And we call these the have-tos and the want-tos. So there are a certain section of the population that they wanted to move, but they were comfortable. They didn't really have that need. And then there was another percentage of the population that didn't matter if the timing was right to buy or sell a piece of real estate. There was a death in the family or a job loss or something like that turned them from a want-to into a have-to. And the name of the game back in that economy, that down economy, was working with and finding the have-tos. And this simple principle, believe it or not, I think you can apply to any investment that you make. So God bless Justin Bieber. Let's talk about some want-tos here. So he had that Bored Ape NFT. Back in 2022, he bought it for $1.3 million. And today the value is worth about $60,000. So this is an extreme example of a want-to. He bought it at what he thought was the valuation of it. Obviously, it's a want-to category and something that as a recession hits, it's going to be worth a whole lot less money because there's going to be less people that have an extra $60,000 to throw around on an NFT picture of an ape. So thank you, Justin Bieber, for showing us what not to do. I appreciate you on that one. So on the have to section, we have certain things that we have to do, right? We have to eat. We have to have food in our bellies. Now, maybe we don't necessarily need to go to an expensive steak dinner every night, but we certainly need to eat. So there's some differences in have tos and want tos there. In the medical care field, there's a difference between someone that needs heart surgery and is facing potentially dying versus another person that's looking for a cosmetic surgery or wants some Botox, right? So different industries and different needs, if you apply this have to and this want to philosophy to it, you're going to be able to see how well the business and how well the investment is positioned to do in a down economy. So and then when we go into real estate, okay, this is definitely a have to as well. We have to have shelter over our head. Real estate's also a great inflation tool as well. So, and the housing supply right now, we're 5 million single family houses short. So there's a lot of positive indicators on real estate as being a great investment in a down economy. And heck, even 3 out of the last 5 recessions, home prices have appreciated. So home prices and how the housing market does, it does not correlate to what's going on in the overall economy. It's really more of a reflection on the supply and demand of housing compared to the buyers compared to the housing available, right? But then when we look into real estate, the strategy that you use could be a have to or a want to. So one of the strategies that's been very popular over the last several years is vacation rentals. Some people call them Airbnbs, where you buy a house and you put it up on Airbnb and you have somebody coming in to your town over the weekend and you rent it out to them for a couple of weeks or just the weekend or a whole week if they're there for the whole week. And then you go out and you find the next person, right? So this I would classify as a want-to strategy because what happens if the economy resets and it really slows down and all the people that were taking an extra trip that year decide not to. They decide just to stay home because, okay, it's time to tighten up the belt. I'm not quite as sure about the reliability of my job. Okay, let's just not go on that family vacation this year. So want to would be something that puts roofs over people's heads. Something like we do a lot of lease purchase deals that I love that strategy because it puts the tenant in the position of a homeowner and puts the landlord in the position of the bank. And so it allows a lot of certainty around what's going on within that environment. And that is a have to because they have to have some shelter and it's people's long-term residence. There's a lot of different different nuances that you can go through it. But that would be the first filter, the first starting measuring stick that I would put on any investment, whether that's on the stock market, investing into a stock, or investing into a real estate fund or any sort of alternative investment. So does this fit in the have to or the want to bucket? Thanks for tuning in. The goal of the Passive Wealth Show is to help people build passive wealth investing in real estate so that you can replace your income. Thanks so much for tuning in, and make sure you check out our other content.